The IRS will penalize you 50% if you file your taxes late. The solution? File an extension. So let me show you how to do that. My name is Johnny Petrucco, an IRS enrolled agent. And if you're not ready to file your taxes, that's okay. We have an extension. There are 3 ways to file your extension. But first, let me briefly explain the penalties involved if we don't do this. There's the failure to file penalty and the failure to pay. So failure to file is more severe, and this is 5% per month up to 5 months, so 25% of your total tax liability. The failure to pay is 0.5% up to about 50 months. If you owed $1,000 in taxes and you do not file or pay on time without an extension, then you can be paying up to 50% penalty. $1,000 turns into $1,500. It's technically 47.5% would be the maximum, but roughly 50% plus interest. So please avoid this and file an extension. The first way to do this is with your tax professional. So hopefully we all have accountants that we love, tax preparers that help us throughout the year, that are on our side, that are responsive. Unfortunately, during tax season, it's hard to get a hold of your accountant. But if you have a good relationship, this is the easiest way. They have a tax software where they can easily file your extension. And then remember, that's only one penalty you'll avoid. You still have to pay by April 15th. The extension is 6 months, so that'll lead to October 15th. However, your tax pro can help you determine if any tax payments you need to make at the time of the extension. Well, if you can't get a hold of your accountant or you don't have one yet, then the second option is to print form 4868 and mail it. I would not recommend this option. It's easy for it to get lost, but you can still mail it certified mail, print and fill out a few lines and just postmark it by the 15th. The third option is to file electronically, and this is pretty easy to do. I would definitely recommend this. In fact, I'm going to show you there's a few options, and I'm going to change my screen now and kind of walk through each of these options to see what fits you best. Okay, let's walk through some of these options. Firstly, you'll see this form 4868, and here are the options. Electronically, you can do this through a tax professional or a physical paper form. Mainly, you have your name, your information, and then here we have to estimate our tax liability for 2024. It's an estimate, so just do your best. Total payments here, this is going to be your withholding on your W-2 and any estimated tax payments that you've made quarterly for your business. You take that number you estimate minus your payments, and then number 7, this is going to be how much you would like to pay at the time of filing. So if you physically mail it, you got to put a check, but in this case, electronically, we'll look at some ways to pay online. Okay, this first option is not a good option. It's a little deceiving. Free tax extension. If you go through this prompt, then they'll charge you, I think, $25 or something. So don't be deceived. The 2 options I'd recommend is Tax Act and then going straight to the IRS website. Now, if you go straight to the IRS website, there's a little bit of a shortcut, and I'll do that last. And so the main way to file an extension is going to be through, I like Tax Act. So you go here, taxact.com, easily file an IRS tax extension for free, and it really is free. So you'll need to make an account, follow these instructions, get down to the filing, and you're extending your 1040 personal tax return, which is due April 15th. That gives you 6 more months. The form is 4868 of how you can extend it. And it's going to ask you a questionnaire of what we saw right here, your name, address, and your personal information, and these kind of estimates here. So that will be the way I recommend. And there's also an option for your state tax return extension as well. Now, it's a really good option, though. A quicker option is through this irs.gov website. So I'm going to walk you through how to make a $1, $5 minimum payment, or you can even make a proper estimated payment of $500, whatever you want to. But if you make an estimated payment, then your extension is all automatically filed. So on this website, we go to pay, bank account, direct pay, pay individual tax, make a payment. The reason is for an extension. You see that form that we've seen before, 2024, that's correct. Continue. And then it's going to ask you to verify your identity. So this thing is just choose last year, and you put your name on your 23 tax return if you were married filing jointly or single, your name and social security number and this information. And then you go through the next page, and that's where you fill in the estimated tax liability and if you want to make a payment. So go ahead and just submit like a $1 payment at minimum, or you can do a proper, maybe you think you owe $1,000. So go ahead and take care of that now so you can avoid the failure to pay penalty. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Here to help. Leave a comment or reach out to me. At Sports Card Tax Guy, we are helping our clients trade their IRS stress for financial success. Talk soon. File your extension.